A woman will literally rewrite the entire story of your relationship inside her head. She will rehearse the breakup speech, mourn you, and mentally move on, all because you failed to do something she desperately wanted but refused to ask for. The surprising part is that you may never realize any of this is happening. From your perspective, everything seems normal until the relationship suddenly falls apart. That's why understanding this hidden dynamic matters. A long-term study conducted by researchers at the University of Texas explored communication patterns in romantic relationships and uncovered a striking finding. Almost 72% of women confessed they had wished their partners would do certain meaningful things, yet they never expressed those desires directly. It wasn't because they forgot or didn't care. Instead, many believed that if they had to ask, the gesture would lose its emotional significance. She would rather go without the thing she wants than have to explain it to you. The title of this video uses the word dirty, but not in the way many people might expect. While a few examples involve physical intimacy, most refer to thoughts and desires that many women keep hidden because they've been made to feel that expressing them would make them seem demanding, overly emotional, old-fashioned, or simply too much. So she shoves them into a mental vault, locks it, swallows the key, and prays that somehow you just figure it out. Well, today is the day you figure it out. Number 1. Interrupt her overthinking with physical certainty. Almost every woman has moments when her mind refuses to slow down. It could be stress from work, a conversation with a family member, or a passing remark from a friend that she has replayed over and over in her mind. Her mind raced in every direction, leaving her mentally exhausted. Many men instinctively respond by trying to solve the problem. They give suggestions, practical advice, or logical solutions. From their perspective, that seems helpful. A problem exists, so naturally it should be fixed. But often, that's not what she's longing for. Instead of explanations or strategies, she may simply want silent reassurance. A gentle hug, a kiss on the forehead, or being pulled close without a single question can communicate something words rarely manage to express. You're safe with me. You don't have to carry everything alone. I'm here, and I'm not leaving. Research led by neuroscientist Dr. Tiffany Field at the University of Miami's Touch Research Institute has shown that affectionate physical contact can significantly lower cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, in a short amount of time. Yet scientific measurements only tell part of the story. Loving, unexpected touch from someone she deeply trusts offers emotional security that no statistic can fully explain. Many women hesitate to ask for that kind of comfort because they don't want to appear vulnerable or incapable. They often feel pressure to remain strong and independent, even when they're overwhelmed. As a result, they may quietly struggle while wishing someone would notice what they needed without being told. Number 2, say her name during intimate moments, and not just those moments. Hearing your own name carries unique emotional significance. Studies published in Brain Research found that a person's name activates areas of the brain connected to identity and self-awareness. No other word feels quite as personal. This becomes especially meaningful in close relationships. Of course, saying her name during intimate moments can be powerful, but its impact extends far beyond romance. Hearing her name while you're cooking together, calling her over during a walk, or mentioning her by name while telling a story reminds her that you see her as an individual, not simply as my girlfriend. Many couples rely heavily on nicknames like babe or love. While affectionate, those terms are also universal. They're names that countless partners have used before. Her actual name belongs only to her. Using it naturally during heartfelt conversations, emotional moments, or even disagreements creates a stronger sense of personal connection because it feels authentic and intentional. Most women would never ask to hear their own name more often, since doing so would make the gesture seem forced. Its impact comes from feeling spontaneous, as though her name is simply the first thing that comes to your mind because your attention is fully focused on her. Number 3, handle another man's attention toward her with calm dominance, not reactive jealousy. When another man shows interest in your partner, your response matters, but not in the way many people think. Exploding in anger, creating a confrontation, or becoming aggressively possessive rarely leaves a positive impression. At the same time, appearing completely indifferent can also send an unintended message. If someone is openly flirting with her and you seem entirely unaffected, she may interpret that as emotional detachment rather than confidence. The most attractive response lies somewhere in between. Remain calm. Walk over naturally. Place a reassuring hand on her back or shoulder if appropriate. A relaxed introduction, steady eye contact, or a confident smile communicates that you've noticed what's happening without feeling threatened by it. Research from evolutionary psychologist Dr. David Buss found that women often view reasonable forms of mate protection as attractive. The important distinction is moderation. Too much possessiveness feels controlling. Too little involvement can feel like emotional indifference. The ideal balance communicates confidence, emotional investment, and trust all at once. She isn't looking for someone who reacts with insecurity, nor someone who acts as though she doesn't matter. She's more likely to appreciate someone who remains calm, acknowledges the situation, and handles it with quiet confidence. 4. Ease her mental load without making a big deal about it. According to the American Psychological Association's 2023 Stress in America report, women consistently experience higher levels of chronic stress than men across nearly every major area, including work, family responsibilities, household management, emotional labor, scheduling, and everyday logistics. Many women are constantly tracking countless responsibilities in their minds. It's like managing an invisible to-do list that rarely gets acknowledged. What truly stands out is when you notice one of those responsibilities on your own and take care of it before she ever has to mention it. The car was due for maintenance. It's already been serviced. She casually mentioned the leaking faucet. It's repaired before she gets home. She seemed overwhelmed by grocery shopping. The refrigerator is fully stocked without her having to ask. Researcher Eve Rodsky describes this as cognitive labor, the unseen mental work involved in keeping a household running. Her research suggests that, in many heterosexual relationships, women shoulder roughly 70% of this invisible responsibility. The real burden isn't simply completing the chores. It's constantly remembering what needs to be done in the first place. When a man notices a need and handles it without instructions or reminders, it creates an enormous sense of relief. She feels valued because someone else finally shared the mental responsibility. Most women won't directly ask for this because explaining what needs to be done, assigning it, and checking whether it happened often requires more effort than simply doing it themselves. That's why initiative matters so much. The most meaningful moments happen when she realizes something has already been handled, allowing her to enjoy peace of mind without lifting a finger. A man who consistently lightens her mental load becomes someone she associates with comfort and security. In a world where she's constantly organizing everything, he becomes the person who allows her to truly relax. 5. Never stop chasing her after you win her heart. One of the fastest ways to damage a relationship is assuming the chase ends once you're officially together. During the early stages of dating, you naturally put in effort. You reached out first, planned meaningful dates, complimented her often, and made it obvious that spending time with her was something you genuinely looked forward to. Then, over time, comfort set in. Comfort itself isn't the problem. The issue begins when comfort slowly turns into complacency. Without realizing it, many men stop doing the very things that originally built the relationship, not because they love their partner less, but because they assume those efforts are no longer necessary. Relationship researcher Dr. John Gottman, whose work has accurately predicted divorce in many couples, describes this as the decline of turning toward. His research found that couples who eventually separated consistently responded positively to one another's bids for connection far less often than couples who maintained healthy relationships. She doesn't expect elaborate romantic gestures every week. What she needs is ongoing reassurance that you still actively choose her, that if you met her again today, you'd still be excited to win her over. Few women openly say, "I want you to pursue me again." Instead, they slowly become quieter and emotionally withdraw. They often mirror the decrease in effort they perceive from their partner, and by the time either person addresses it, emotional distance has already taken root. Sometimes, something as simple as a spontaneous message saying, "You crossed my mind today, and I wanted you to know," can strengthen emotional closeness for days. Planning a date simply because you enjoy making her feel special communicates far more than repeatedly saying, "I love you," out of habit. The men who continue courting their partners long after the honeymoon phase often maintain stronger emotional connections. The men who stop eventually find themselves sharing a house with someone who feels more like a roommate than a romantic partner. 6. Tell her exactly what you find irresistible about her. Most men assume telling a woman she's beautiful is enough. While compliments about appearance are appreciated, they're also expected. What leaves a lasting impression is specificity. Instead of saying, "You're beautiful," tell her exactly what captures your attention. Maybe it's the thoughtful expression on her face when she's concentrating. Maybe it's the way she entered a room and instantly drew your attention. Maybe it's the way she styled her hair that day, and you've been thinking about it ever since. Specific compliments feel personal because they show you're genuinely paying attention rather than offering generic praise. What often makes those compliments memorable is their sincerity. When your words reveal that she genuinely affects you emotionally, they carry much greater weight than routine flattery. Rather than simply complimenting her, you're sharing how deeply she impacts you. Most women won't ask for that kind of admiration because authentic desire can't be requested. If you genuinely notice these things, don't keep them to yourself. Say them. Honest appreciation expressed with detail often means far more than broad compliments ever could. Number 7. Physically move her. Simple actions like gently placing your hand on her back as you walk through a doorway, holding her hand while leading her towards something interesting, or guiding her to the safer side of the sidewalk communicate attentiveness and confidence. These gestures aren't about control, they're about presence. Research published in Evolutionary Behavioral Sciences has suggested that many women associate confident, respectful physical guidance with qualities such as protectiveness, decisiveness, and self-assurance. These actions often communicate confidence more effectively than words because they're experienced directly in the moment. Physical presence conveys that you're comfortable with yourself, aware of your surroundings, and naturally including her within your space. Unlike compliments or text messages, this kind of communication exists only in real life. Many women may never explicitly ask for this kind of confident leadership, yet thoughtful, respectful gestures can make them feel safe, noticed, and connected. When those moments happen naturally, they often become some of the most memorable parts of a relationship because actions frequently communicate what words cannot.